Becoming a loan originator is a really exhilarating career for most people as you jump into this new role that has uncapped earnings, flexibility, growth potential. But there's one thing that's missing, and it's a roadmap for what comes next. So if, like me, you've started to grow a really lucrative mortgage business at a retail company or a mortgage brokerage, you might start to ask yourself, okay, what's next? And the next step, entrepreneurship, is a step that no one talks about. It involves growing your mortgage business in a different, next level type of way. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what it takes to grow a mortgage business, like one you own, and how it's different from working as a loan officer or running a branch. And I'll even show you some examples of things you have to do in action, all in less than 10 minutes, so keep watching. Hey, mortgage crew out there, what's up? It's Megan. Here on my channel, you'll learn all the things you need to build your own mortgage business, from entity structuring to licensing and compliance, finances, HR, and everything else in between. So if that sounds good to you, then make sure you subscribe below and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when my next video goes live. So before you can ever open or own your own mortgage business, you first have to do some thinking. And if you're watching this video, you might even be thinking, like, can I? Should I? I don't know. And everyone's going to be different. But what I'm going to at least do in this video is talk to you about what it entails to really build a mortgage business when you decide, yes, I do want to start moving forward and having a goal of building something that's more than just originating loans. Before you can open and walk into your own company that you've started and set up, you first have to do one thing, set it up, and that's the business entity. So when you're a loan officer, it's you, right? You get a paycheck, it's in your Social Security, you're an employee, you receive the paychecks, you. When you are going to have banks sending you whole checks for a loan, it needs to be a company that you have formed. That's when you can now go into NMLS and you can create an NMLS company account. And this account's different than your individual account that you already log into. It's a company NMLS account that belongs to your LLC. It's connected to your individual account. So to get your company open, you now need to go through your state's NMLS checklist and complete all the items that they're requesting. And once you do, you will submit an application to operate, get approved, and be able to run and do loans in your own mortgage company. Filing a company and going through NMLS is not the most difficult part of the process. It can be confusing for sure, and there will be items on the checklists in different states that you've never created or obtained before, but overall the process is not too overwhelming in my opinion. So we're loan officers, right? For Pete's sake. So how do you go from like applying for this company, filing it, applying, how do you go from that to originating loans in your own business? And I know why a lot of people ask this and wonder, because it's like, okay, Megan, I'm going to be sitting on pins and needles over here. When will my company that I'm working for find out that I applied for my own company thing? And when can I start originating my own business so I can get those twice as big checks? What does it actually look like in practice? Like anytime I've started at a mortgage company, right, everything was set up for me. Well, let's get into it. So when you go work at a company or get sponsored, right, there was a loan system set up. You got a computer, there's documents, templates, fees already loaded. You've got LP and DU. There's a website the company has. There's probably an operations manager or an admin that you can ask questions to. And this is the hard part of opening a mortgage business, getting everything all set up to be able to operate efficiently. This is the part that a lot of loan officers forget about. And it's the reason that we created Collab Franchise, our mortgage broker model, and Collab Broker Concierge. That's where we help loan officers and realtors set up and build out their mortgage business. And we do it alongside loan officers, or we do it for you. We will literally get it ready so when you're approved by the state, you just unsponsor yourself and then sponsor yourself in your new company. And poof, you can begin taking new loan applications in your new company just like when you started somewhere else. If you want information or want to talk to our team about this option, I did put a link down in the description that you can click on and meet with one of our team members. Because doing it yourself is a lot more work and time, but it's not impossible. It will just take you a while to figure it out, and you'll learn some lessons with your wallet, unfortunately, along the way. So it just depends on your priorities as you're getting started. Let's talk about how it works to run the business. And I'm going to start by talking about the difference between just originating loans and business operations. And you might be surprised to know that my opinion on this has actually changed quite a bit since the very first and kind of awkward videos that I posted back in 2014 and 15 when it was just about mortgage information. I didn't really understand what I was getting myself into when I opened my first business. And it was through a lot of mistakes and a lot of lessons through my wallet that I started figuring out how to do it right and building out the right systems. And that's because as a loan officer, right, your number one goal is to close more loans and build relationships. And we do this through marketing, sales, relationship building, a lot of times in our local community, and connecting with referral partners that will send us business. And this is exactly what I did in 2013 when I opened my first mortgage business. I kept my eye on the prize and I closed more loans. But the problem was that since I wasn't focused on the business, things were going on behind my back that I wasn't aware of. And it only took 3 short years to have to dissolve that business and my business partnership when I found out some of the things that were happening. So yes, in the beginning, you have to bring in business for sure, probably for a number of years. Whereas a business owner's number one goal is to build a business that runs efficiently, is profitable, and can run on its own without you. So yes, I said it, without you. If you only open a mortgage business that you drive all the business to, you have in essence just created a new job for yourself, and you'll never be able to truly step away or build anything else. So creating a real business involves more. You do this by learning core business fundamentals, which there are a lot to learn. But for this video, let's just do a quick overview of all the things that I'm going to mention here so you have a good idea of what it looks like. When you run a business, you have financials, how to read financial statements and create processes for collecting checks and paying bills and making sure that everyone who's working for you or with you does things the way you want it. There's human resources, having contracts for employees and loan officers. There's a process for bringing new people into your company that others can execute. You have licensing, which is mortgage specific. It's creating a schedule of responsibilities you need to monitor and perform for licensing and those NMLS accounts we talked about. There's compliance, which also is mortgage industry specific. And I know it's something that freaks a lot of people out. There's no real guidance on what you need to do, how to do it to be compliant and ready for a mortgage audit. It's another reason why we created our programs for mortgage brokers and loan officers, because after going through 10 audits, you start to get the hang of all the things that nobody tells you. Lenders and vendors, that's another big one. What banks will you sign up with? Who's the best bank to sign up with for what you need? And what technology will you use as your vendor services? So I'm going to create separate videos to help you on how to do things like compliance and licensing. So make sure that you check out the other videos on our channel. And I'm even going to recommend one right at the end that makes sense right after watching this one. Now, the last area is one you probably feel more comfortable with that I didn't mention yet. And it's marketing and sales, right? The challenge I have for you is if you're really building a business, now you're building things not just for you, but for other people as well, even if they don't work for you yet. So I want you to dig deeper when it comes to marketing your business. Yes, you need a website. Yes, you need a Google My Business profile and marketing pieces, but they have to be able to help other loan officers or people working on your team, not just for you as an individual LO. It was when I started my business, my first brokerage, that I started thinking about generating leads and the role content played in the game so that I eventually could be bringing leads in day out like we do in our business. And for sales, at first, right, it's just going to consist of prospecting, setting goals for your business, and if you already have referral partners, introducing them to your new company and what you now can do that's different than where you were before. The last one is the loan process. I did a lot of digging deep on that one. So I recommend you map out your loan process that you want and that you want anyone in your company to follow, but give them the flexibility to have their own business inside of yours. Now, this isn't all of it, but it's the main things that you do need to learn. You don't have to do them though. Remember that. While there definitely still is a place for traditional one-person run mortgage companies, and a lot of people start that way, I do like and think that the best mortgage business owner setups today are the business owners that are real CEOs who have a plan for their business and have a pulse on what everyone is doing on their team. That is exactly what I teach in the lab, which is all the great things that we learn as loan officers, building a brand, building relationships, but combining it with the entrepreneurial mindset of building a business that lasts beyond us and can really build generational wealth and things that you can't even imagine doing as a loan officer or aren't able to when you don't own the business. Now, give me a thumbs up if you are excited to start your entrepreneurial journey. Please put any questions down in the comments. That's how I come up with the content that I continue to put out for anyone out there in the real estate and mortgage industry. Check out our next video by clicking here, or make sure that you hit that bell so you get notified when we release our weekly videos for you. Until then, I'm Megan. See you next time.